that you have a patient with traumatized teeth that shows periapical injury. What will be the possible intervention to control this situation?
Stay tuned with us, we're going to discuss. Hey guys, we bring an interesting article about endodontic intervention for periapical injury associated with traumatized teeth.
Periapical lesions resulting from trauma can be quite challenging to manage. Let's provide more details from the introduction of the article.
Sure, the article explains that periapical lesions occur when the blood supply and periodontal ligament fibers are ruptured due to trauma. This leads to a necrosis of the pulp tissue. Although the necrosis is aseptic and devoid of microorganisms, it creates an environment that facilitates the invasion of bacteria. And these bacteria proliferate within the pulp tissue due to the availability of nutrients in the root canal.
Okay, now let's present the case.
Of course, in this case, the diagnosis was made based on both clinical manifestations and radiographic findings. The patient presented with discoloration at the crown level, indicating possible trauma-related changes. In addition, periapical radiography revealed the presence of a radiolucent lesion around the root apex of the affected teeth.
In this case presentation, the patient's blood pressure was measured, indicating normality for continuity of the care. A sensitivity test using soda gas was performed, revealing necrosis in teeth 1-1 and 1-2. Further assessment involved percussion tests with a mirror handle were done. Horizontal percussion did not elicit any symptoms, but vertical percussion caused pain. So, based on the clinical characteristics and radiographic findings, the proposed treatment for the patient was pulpectomy, with subsequent endogenous whitening to restore aesthetic. Now, let's explain how did the therapy progress.
Exactly. The treatment began with absolute isolation using a rubber sheet and a gingival barrier. The provisional restoration was removed and access to the root canal was gained. The working length of teeth 1-1 and 1-2 was confirmed using an apex locator. The root canal was then instrumentated following the crown down technique with manual files, while sodium hypochlorite was used for irrigation during the process.
It's worth to mention that this technique ensures proper disinfection and prevents the extortion of infected material to the apical region. After the instrumentation, the intracanal medication was prepared using a combination of calcium hydroxide and comforted paramonochlorophenol mixed with glycerin vehicle. The medication was placed in the canal using lentilute drill. The patient returned after 14 days for the next step. The apical stub was created and the main gutta-percha cone was selected for each canal, guided by radiographic and tactile tests.
To ensure adequate sealing, the canals were prepaid with EDTA to remove the smell layer. Disinfected gutta-percha cones were used and the canals were filled with an endodontic cement using the vertical hydraulic compression technique with a single cone. The cones were cut and condensed and the provisional obturator cement was used to seal the canals coronally. A restoration was then made with restorative glass ionomer cement.
After 6 months follow-up, radiographic examination showed a reduction in periapical lesion. Tooth 1-1 also exhibit a color change. A combination of external and internal bleaching technique was used to improve the clinical and aesthetic outcomes. 4 sessions of endogenous bleaching were performed, followed by 2 sessions of conventional bleaching with appropriate time intervals. Finally, a direct restoration with composite resin was placed to fill the cavity. By the way, did the bone formation process continue to improve?
Yes, after the 1 year follow-up period, the radiograph showed suggestive aspects of the bone formation process in the affected area, indicating further improvement. This case demonstrates the importance of a comprehensive approach to periapical injury associated with traumatized teeth and the effectiveness of endodontic treatment in managing such cases.
It's fascinating to see how endodontic treatment can effectively manage periapical injury associated with traumatized teeth.
It's indeed a great example of how proper endodontic therapy, along with careful follow-up and aesthetic considerations, can lead to successful outcomes in such cases.
Well, that's it, friends. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you learned something new.
Sure, and don't forget to join the Purple Biopsy family and never miss a moment. Goodbye.